Hello, my darlings. Good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle ATL By Night, Chapter 7, Burn It All Down. Let's welcome our vampires.
My name is Leona Rohr, and I'll be playing Thomasina Elena Cuesta.
I'm Brittany Tranbauer-Smith, and I play Melisande.
Zachary Vaudo, playing Anton Krovopolskov.
My name is Tyler Sutherland, playing Aaron Ulrich. My name is Sara Lafferty, and I will be playing Sybil.
I'm Hannah Murphy, and I will be playing Pippa.
And I'm your storyteller, Ellie Collins. And as always, we want to thank the Neighborhood Studio for giving us our wonderful home here. We hope you all enjoyed the stuff that we had going on during Virtual HorrorCon as well. That was a great time, and we're very happy to be back here with all of you. So now, why don't we sit back and relax, and let's tell a vampire story. When last we saw our kindred, Sybil and her new friend Pippa had invited her brother and his friends to go out to a wrestling show as there was a rumored supernatural that was wrestling that night. Turns out that wrestler was Trevor Aon, who was in fact an actual demon. Something that was a new experience for everyone involved. They had a fun night that was relatively uneventful, except for agreeing to give the inquisitive Garu Slaughter their phone numbers. But now tonight, as you all awake, you hear the TV in the living room. Already on, you hear the faint sounds of 11 Alive, the local news. What would you all like to do?
I want to go see who's got the television on.
Okay, what about the rest of you?
I don't think I can hear it based on where my room is, but I'll be coming upstairs anyway. So eventually I will.
I will have heard it. I will, the first thing before I come downstairs, will text Mark and ask him if he is currently here, ?
He replies, yes, living room.
And then I'll just start coming downstairs then.
And I check the fridge.
2 blood bags.
I take one.
When you enter the living room, you see Mark on the couch, leaned up on his knees with his hands over his mouth, completely engrossed in what's happening on the screen. And you hear the news report. Officials still have no word yet as to the original cause of the explosions that have nearly leveled the beloved Tabernacle. This Atlanta venue has been home to many concerts, parties, weddings, and more for Atlanta's robust community for many years. Losing such a historic landmark is definitely a blow to the community. This is live footage we have right now, and officials have cleared the downtown area in case there are any additional explosive devices. And the report cuts to the reporter on the scene speaking with locals.
I'm going to just kind of like flop myself down next to Mark. What happened? Do you have any insight into this?
Mark just shakes his head and said, I turned on the news with my dinner and this was already breaking news.
I can't believe it.
It's just an odd target.
I mean, it was old. There's nothing to say it was a target necessarily. I mean, could have been gas leak, could have been anything really.
I mean, I've been there. It's gas leak in that area. I don't see it.
Well, hey, I mean, could have been an planned demolition.
I mean,
We did lose the masquerade recently.
yeah,
so.
but that was an explosion is what's kind of sticking with me. It's an emotionally relevant place to a lot of Atlanta
Mark, do you know if there was anybody in the building? Did they say if there was any?
They haven't been able to go inside yet to check for anybody. They've got the bomb robots going in.
I'm going to take out my phone and I'm going to text, the prince, actually.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, have you seen the news? ? Do you have any insight into what's going on? ? And send it to him.
You get back, saw the news, don't know anything yet, working on it.
Okay.
I'll make it in by that point because it's a ways up from downstairs. What's everybody watching on TV? Fuck.
Alpha says that he's going to look into it. He has no insight currently, but
Yeah.
Is that the Tabernacle?
Yeah.
yeah.
Jesus.
Windows and all.
Hey, at least it wasn't the Fox. Sorry.
It's smaller though.
Yeah.
I mean,
That sucks. I saw Opeth there.
Yeah, I saw,
Do you know what happened?
no, not yet.
And Mark just shakes his head. Aaron, have you joined them by this point?
I'll sit down and ask, whose, not that everything's owned by us, but whose domain was this?
Tabernacle? I don't even know if it was, to be truthful.
neither do I.
Storyteller, do I know that?
You would know it does not belong to anyone.
It is unclaimed.
That makes sense. Never felt like it belonged to anybody. It was older than that. Well, that is unfortunate and pretty senseless, if you ask me.
Well, we don't have any reason to believe at this point that it was anything untoward. So let's not jump to conclusions just yet.
It says explosion, could be gas leak, but
That's what I said. That's
I-
but Thomasina disagrees.
Gas leaks even so. I mean, that's a massive venue. And it would have to, like, even if it was the kitchen and their food services, they have a bar.
It's an old building.
it's also made out of wood.
It is.
It's an old church made out of wood.
Can we see anything from the visual that would give us any sort of indication of how destroyed it was?
From the visuals, you can see that at this point of the night, where they have just started to try and get the building under control, the first floor is still barely standing by this point, but the top floor has caved in,
So it's almost leveled, basically.
almost.
Are they saying when the explosion started?
They say that the explosion started around 8:30 p.m.
After sundown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised nobody is there. It's 8:30 on the weeknight. I imagine there'd be a show there at this point, but
Well,
You would know from the news that the Tabernacle has not had many shows lately because they've been being rented out for private events.
it's fortunate.
I saw Run the Jewels there.
I saw Liz right there. It's well, we'll wait for Alpha to figure out what's going on, I guess.
Yeah, I think we'll just,
Assuming it has anything to do with us.
well, whatever the case, it's something to do with Atlanta, and, you know, seeing as how we're as involved in Atlanta as we are, I would just like to have some reassurance that this is not a supernatural situation.
I mean, I am personally inclined to feel like it is related to us because of course it would be, yeah. I mean, everything is happening one after the other at this point.
Yeah.
My concern is more managing, and if there were any of us involved, this is damage to be controlled.
I want to make sure nobody was hurt. I mean, that's a big building, lots of places for people to be,
Yeah.
and it's no longer there. It's like,
and if any of us were in there, we at least have the fortunate there wouldn't be much evidence of such.
No.
When I hear
But
that,
still,
I'm going to pull out my phone and text Sybil.
Okay.
Just a simple, are you okay?
And before we get to that, Pippa, you've managed to get across town. You're near Sybil's house. You managed to pull into a bank parking lot and take a moment to find your composure. If you're going to continue surviving, you're going to need to rethink your strategy. So what are you going to do?
Fuck. Okay. You gotta fucking survive. You've made it through. You've made it through before. You can do this. Fuck. I'm gonna call Sybil.
Okay.
Alright.
So, Sybil, your phone rings.
I will answer it. Hello?
Hey, hey. Can I come to you?
Is my dad home?
Your dad is definitely home.
Oh, no.
Your dad is home and he is watching the news right now.
Oh.
There's something bad happened, and I caught an edge of it. I'm okay, but
I'm glad
I
you're
have to
okay.
move. Well, I'm just rattled. I don't.
Give me 1 second.
Oh God.
It's okay. It's gonna be alright.
Mm.
Whatever happens, you're not alone. But I do need to make sure that the person that actually owns this house is not going to chop either of our heads off. I'm not really that eager to meet the final death.
Mm.
So I'm going to wander on over to my vampire pops.
Okay.
And I'm going to very gingerly ask if I can have, would it be okay if I had an associate come here? She's been a bit rattled, and I'm not really quite sure what's going on. I don't really want to meet her anywhere because I'm not really sure what she got into.
Hirosoro, you know that we can't have visitors to this house. I will let you go see your friend, but I advise you either meet them in a more open location, make sure plenty of shadows for you, or please contact your brother.
Okay. So she's gonna wander back upstairs.
Did you hear about this, Hirosoro?
Oh, yeah, she'll stop and then turn around and be like, hear about what?
It's the Tabernacle. It's somebody has blown up the Tabernacle, so please, I don't want you going anywhere near it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so I'll walk back up the stairs. Hey, you can't come here, but I can meet you, okay? And
I need somewhere safe to be. I've been living out of my car, and there was an explosion.
wait, what explosion? The Tabernacle?
Yeah, have you heard about it?
It's on the news. You're okay.
No, I wasn't in it. I was, camping out in my car. I don't have a place to stay. I need somewhere safe to be. I just need somewhere. Can you...
I'll meet you and we'll go from there. I'm sure that we can find somewhere that'll be safe for you, okay?
Okay.
I won't let anybody get you. Okay?
Okay,
All right.
okay.
Okay. So I don't start making her way downtown, walking fast, because this is definitely not good.
Well, you do have your Mercedes if you want to.
Oh, I have a Mercedes.
Yes, you have your Mercedes, so you can drive to beat her if you want.
Oh, beep, let's go. So I'm going to go get in my car.
I'll give her the address of... I think I've pulled over in
You're in a bank parking lot.
a bank
right
parking
now.
lot. Yeah, I'll give her the address of the bank.
Okay.
And while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go through all of my contacts, and I'm just going to see who answers.
Calling or texting?
Texting.
Okay. Let's say for luck's sake, roll me 4 dice and let me know the numbers that you get.
3, 8, 2, and 5.
You get responses from 2. Out of your contacts, their only responses are, I don't know how many. And the other one says, I'm fine, but I don't know about anyone else.
Okay. Was able to feed before this happened.
Yes.
Okay. I think there's one person in my contacts in particular I stare at for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I set my phone down, face forward first, and I just kind of... You're gonna get through this. You're gonna get through this. I'm gonna just sit. I'm gonna wait.
Okay. And so, Aaron, you have texted Sybil?
So I'm going to get that. And after all of the news that I've gotten, I'm just going to call him.
Okay.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. I've heard Dad was watching the news, and I think Pippa might have been there. Not inside, obviously, because she's still in one piece,
Okay.
but outside in her car, she's pretty shaken up, and obviously she can't come here. Maybe we could meet you guys?
1 second. And I'll hold the receiver.
Yeah.
Wrestling. Pippa? Remember her?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was near the explosion. And
Yeah.
can they come
Yeah.
here?
Now.
Come here.
This is supposed to be like off the grid.
This is
kindred
also supposed to
lights.
be we do not exist over here.
1 second.
But
She's just sitting there in her car, like.
You've also.
you know what? If you are all okay with it, yes.
I want to know what happened immediately.
Yes.
Sure. Yep. Head on over here. We'll sort everything out.
All right, and so I'm gonna hang up and continue making my way towards my good friend Pips.
Okay, so you do pull into the bank parking lot and you see her Jeep. And the side of the Jeep is pretty busted up. There's a big dent from possibly a large piece of the building that hit it. It is damaged with soot and rock and paint, so it does appear that the Jeep was probably parked in one of the paid parking lots near the Tabernacle and caught a lot of shrapnel to the side of it, likely what may have even woken Pippa up.
So she's gonna take a good look at the car where she walks around, and then I'm gonna gently tap on the driver's side door and just do a little wave. Hey, why don't we get in my car? I've got somewhere safe for us to go.
I can't leave my stuff. This is all I have.
I got a big trunk.
No, this is all I have. I can't leave my stuff. This is everything. I can follow you.
Okay, all right. Just be careful. She's just gonna give her a little reassuring squeeze and look her over. You sure you're okay?
I'm going to be okay. I've been through much worse. But I did not expect... I just didn't expect this.
I don't anticipate that anybody really did, but it'll be okay.
Well, you say that. Okay, I'll follow you.
Okay.
Hey, Pippa. Thank you. Not Pippa. You're so... Thank you.
You're welcome. It's
I'm
okay.
I've
It's
been
been
through a lot.
a
I've been through a
long
lot.
night already, I can tell. It'll be okay.
Yeah, it has.
It'll be alright. We'll figure it out. Okay?
Your optimism is very refreshing. I don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, so I'll hop in the car. I assume that I've been given directions and I'm not just following the seat of my bed. So I'll head over that way with Pips in tow.
Okay. And so you guys do caravan out, and so we will jump back to the group, and you have finished your call with her, and you know that she is on the way.
I don't know what happened. Sybil and Pippa are headed over to talk things through.
And Pippa was near this explosion.
Yes, I
And
don't
it is
know
coming this way.
how distraught things are, but if it's enough to reach out to us directly,
Mhm.
I could use a helping hand.
It's fair. It's fair.
Well, not us necessarily, so much as you, but
That's right.
Yeah.
Remember, we're shepherds. We have a different job.
yes.
Ellen, could you, just for a moment, would you mind going and checking Sirius's room for anything that you could possibly use? Please?
Sure.
Thank you.
And I will head up
And
carefully.
as you walk, I'll turn to Mel and go. So, Sybil, and I tell you this way from Adams just to give him some pause.
Sure. Yeah.
Sybil
Yeah.
is
Oh,
the child there
Yeah.
of,
Okay.
of Alejandro.
Oh, okay. And why is she coming here exactly?
Because Adam feels a familial connection with her, given all things.
She is more or less 4 months old.
Ah.
Yes,
well.
indeed.
That does put her into our purview, does it not?
It also puts her into the purview of illegal, but again, Alejandro does not quite fall under
No.
the parameters, so...
So she definitely won't be able to be trained at the school, so she's going to rely on clandestine teaching as well.
Yes, indeed, assuming that she wants to. Plus, I personally feel like it is a good idea to have the child of Alejandro friendly.
A friend instead of an enemy, yes.
Yes.
Understood.
And Pippa is her friend. She's one of my clan.
Well, now we're 3 separations away from
Yes.
from actual business,
Yes,
so that's
yes.
concerning.
Pippa is one of my clan. Very good friend of this Sybil. And very, what is the word, boisterous?
Inquisitive?
Inquisitive. There's something about when we all went out together when we met them. Pippa had friends at this event that she did not mention, and I could not quite get a read on, and it put me a bit on edge. Hence why I would like her to come here just to see what happens.
Sure.
Hence why I also have sent Aaron up to check Sirius's room.
Well, seeing as how she's a part of your clan, I'd be curious to know how powerful she is.
I would be as well. I am not certain. As I have not heard of her until recently, I would imagine that she is either not powerful at all or extremely powerful.
Are you hoping in particular that he's going to find something in Sirius's room?
I am hoping that if I am correct in the worst case scenario of my suspicion of Pippa, that Sirius has left some of his supplies behind.
Well, it's another great night in the shepherd's house.
Yes, but frankly, I would rather be here where everything is at our disposal than out in the city with things blowing up, yes?
Hopefully less disposal.
I am hopeful that things are not as they seem, but cannot be too careful, yes?
I'm gonna look at Mark and say, "You got our 6?"
Always.
All right, it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's just fine.
I think it'll be
Great.
fine.
It's just fine.
I'll just wait for Aaron to come back down.
And Aaron, if you could give me wits and awareness
Sure thing.
for trying to discern something in Sirius's room that is useful.
Gotcha. Without triggering anything that might be there.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's gonna walk in. It's gonna trigger a bomb or something.
Yeah.
1 success.
No.
This room is completely stark plain. There is absolutely nothing in it.
Gotcha. Close the door and head back downstairs.
Okay.
Yes, no?
No, I
Mm.
gave it a glance, didn't step in.
Not even a Gideon Bible, huh?
It's immaculate.
Well-
Unfortunate.
We have Mark, and he is well versed in the ways of, protecting us. So
And also, we are who we are, and we have our various tools and talents, yes?
I would say that is a good way of explaining it.
And so you guys hang out for a bit, and after a while, you see 2 cars pull into the driveway from the window. And Mark gets up and goes and checks and goes, "Are we expecting a Mercedes and a very fucked up Jeep?"
No, but that sounds very descriptive of the 2 of them, so it's possible.
Okay.
Does that sound right, Aaron?
I didn't know Sybil could drive.
I recall the Jeep.
Yeah.
Those of you that go to look will recognize the Mercedes from your Waffle House meeting with Alejandro.
I was going to get it for the door, so I will eventually notice it.
And so
Bougie ass.
you guys
Hey.
you guys pull up.
So I'm gonna get out of my car and kind
You
of
know
go
how much gas is
and
expensive.
escort
It's a
her. I'm
lot.
basically gonna kind of put an arm.
I'm going to, when she gets up, I can see the front door. Give me just a second. I just need to grab some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And so she'll walk away from the car, kind of stand within view.
And I'll make sure she's away. And then I'm going to, this is a 95 Jeep Cherokee with the back bench seat ripped out. So there's like actual space. And this is where she's got all of her stuff that she can, you know, do Tremere shit. So she's going to take all of the, her paraphernalia, her books, and she is going to shove it in the glove compartment. And when it doesn't fit in the glove compartment, she is going to shove it under the front seat.
Okay.
So it can't be seen. And then she's going to, I think she has like curtains that she has rigged up around, and she's going to pull the curtains and then lock it tight. And
For disguising all this in the car, please give me. We're gonna call this Dex and Stealth.
Storyteller, just for note, nobody knows what house this is on site, right?
Correct.
Only if they know what it is.
Correct.
Did you mention where you were taking her?
No.
Okay, curious.
Dex and Stealth.
Yes.
That is 5.
Let's see how well you can hide your stuff.
My watermelon is my blood diamond.
My
That is
watermelon.
7, 7, 5, 1, 8.
3.
Okay. You're good. So yes, you do effectively hide your Tremere shit.
Mm-hmm.
Storyteller, or actually, do we need to know anything about what Proctor did to this place?
Are there any wards that we need to take down?
Nothing that would affect the two of them.
Alright.
I have not reinstituted the awards that were at the Athenaeum, as it required people that not all of them are around anymore, so maybe I'll be able to reinvent them one day.
I'm going to mute the TV, just leave it on though so we can see what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and just stay sitting next to Mark for now.
Okay.
I'm at the front door just waiting until they approach and whatnot.
Okay. So you guys walk up.
And perhaps you want to greet your sister with me?
Yeah, I'll head towards the door and open it first.
Okay.
I'll be standing just right next to him.
And so, Pippa, you see the front door open of this very large manor that you have pulled up to. And there stands Aaron with Anton directly behind him.
You again.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
You can't tell by the soot on her face?
She could be traumatized and not speaking, so, could go either way.
That's fair.
And looking out, you guys see her car, and it does appear that this car has taken the brunt of an explosion to the side of it.
More than it usually does?
More than it usually does.
I'm gonna lean back behind the couch and be like, hey, how about we come in and stop lollygagging in the doorway?
Just pleasantries. Come.
Just scooter boot in.
I look at the floor, and I look at the ceiling, and I look for any Tremere shit.
No Tremere shit that you see.
And seeing her do that, I go, oh no, not up here. Don't worry.
Not up here. Okay. And I will walk in, following Sybil.
Okay.
My head's on this whole.
And so as you guys walk in, you walk into a large round foyer with 2 spiral staircases going up. Directly past the staircases is a bit of a sunroom seating area. To the right is a living room. And to the left is a hallway that you can kind of see a kitchen. And you can see that upstairs has a walkway leading to other rooms. But it's mostly very open.
And I'll direct everybody towards the sitting room.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very nice place you guys have here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's
sweet
communal
kids.
house.
Oh, I
Uh,
didn't know you guys did that. Like, dorms? Dorms for the undead?
Think of it like a
Avengers Tower.
Compound, yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or Wayne Manor.
So this isn't that school that y'all have.
No.
Oh, no.
No. I do not live where I teach. Sybil, Pippa, this is Melisandre.
Hi,
She is a keeper of Elysium.
good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This one is Sybil, you may have guessed, and this
Yes.
one is Pippa.
You can
Hi.
tell from Sybil's face she has no idea what Keeper of Elysium means.
Yeah.
That's okay. I didn't know what it was when I, was first born either, so it's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
She is responsible for every Waffle House in the city of Atlanta because this is where we all go for safety.
But, in Georgia, I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it? It's not like there's that many miles between each Waffle House.
We had a different place for safety a while ago, but it got
Unsafe.
unsafe, and so now we have many.
You can think of me as a district manager for the supernatural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can rock with that.
Regional even.
Yeah, regional.
Melly, your phone buzzes.
Oh, 1 second. So I'm gonna look at it.
It is from Alpha.
Mhm.
Says potential supernatural issue with Tabernacle. Looking into it might need you.
And then I'm going to respond back with eyes only ? As in, is this just for me to know and nobody else that I'm with?
He'll reply back shepherds.
Ah. And I will respond with a thumbs up. And then call me when you need me.
And you get back a thumbs up.
I'll sit on like the edge of one of the chairs and just go. So, you were nearby when this happened, or
That was your car.
perhaps a little too nearby.
Yeah. I've been living out of my car.
Wait a minute, how? How are you doing that? How are you staying alive? I mean, undead, or...
Something.
I mean, they do really amazing things with like blackout curtains, and nowadays it's not a lot of room. But I manage, and I was parked down there. Big boom.
You were just parked though.
Well, I was sleeping there the night before. The trick is to put the parking tickets on your windshield so they don't get you. And I mean, I have the stuff to get a boot off anyway. It's
How
really
long have you been in Atlanta?
Oh, not long.
She commutes between Athens and Atlanta
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Well, when I was alive.
I thought afterwards as well. My apologies.
No, I've been elsewhere. I've only recently come back home to the state. But
Have you talked to Proctor about her, by any chance?
Oh, not yet.
I mean,
Really?
Mel's concern is that she is living out of her car. Like,
Yeah.
how is this okay
Well,
for a child?
This is news for me as well.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm sorry that how you've been living. I don't know what we can do to help, but I
I'm
feel like
used to it.
I
It's not.
Doesn't mean you have to.
you shouldn't have to. That's what,
If
should
you
let them
prefer,
of course, yes. No judgment, but
but also if you prefer mobility,
yes.
that's understandable.
Just gonna recount.
No, it's funny. It's funny. No, it's just how it is.
We could change that.
If you need anything, we will do our best to accommodate you. If you don't, then we won't. Just
I'll be
throwing that
slightly
out.
more pushy since I now know that you're living in your car.
Well, since you have Mercedes money, yeah.
Out of curiosity, what makes it funny?
You haven't unlocked that part of my backstory yet. You have to try a little harder than that.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I'm rattled. I'm hysterical. I don't know. It's not often you're in close proximity to fire and explosions and lots of things like that. I'm just...
Depends.
I don't know what's happened.
You are in very good company. If you need anything, Mark actually has several years of combat experience. So,
Yeah.
and I will just gesture to Mark, and he
Yeah,
can.
Mark stands up and you do see a very tall, older, clearly human
Mhm.
man. He just nods and says, "You need anybody to look out for you to get to somewhere safe. We can make it happen."
Yeah.
Or if you need to talk about it or anything, all of us can, as much as we
And
can be there.
Mark looks at you. I'm not great at the talking about it.
It's
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
We
Just
got
be there if you need.
Okay.
Just the muscle.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
What do you need?
What do you need? Yes.
Are you hungry?
I'm fine. I think I need to sit down.
And I'm gonna stand up and be like, "Here, sit here, please."
Yeah.
Please
I
do.
will sit down on a couch and I will just stare forward. And
It's a decently nice couch.
is the news still on?
The
Mhm.
news is on, but it is muted. It's just essentially running through between commercials. It's just live footage of what's happening. There's quite a few people gathered around looking, and just general updates that,
In the footage, is there anyone I recognize or any cars I recognize?
no. The footage is mainly of the building,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can see police putting up crime scene tape, and it's mainly shots of cops investigating.
I'll sit in a chair that's like facing the couch, not like obviously not in front because of TV. Just,
We don't know what happened yet. It could be a while.
I'm going to send a group text. I'm going to kind of step back and then send a group text to the 4 of them,
Mm-hmm.
or the 3 of us,
Mhm.
4 of us, however many there are on our group text, okay? And then,
and Sirius and Hex, wherever they may be.
yes, and I'm going to say, Alpha believes this is supernatural in origin. We will know more soon. Keep this to ourselves, and then send it.
I'm gonna check it, and I'm gonna reply in mass text. Don't say anything, period. Check the necklace. And send it to the 3 of them.
And I'm going to
I'm
just...
gonna wait a minute so we're not all checking our
Yeah.
phones at the same time.
I was about to say, I feel like I hear all 3 of these phones go off, so I'm just going to be
Some
staring.
of them have their phones muted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine,
I mean,
is,
can
mine,
I?
is,
Mine's perpetually muted.
mine is perpetually muted.
And I'll just-
Okay.
yeah, and
Mine's definitely on vibrate just because, like, I'm.
So
kind
you
of
just hear a
worried
faint.
about-
Yeah, and the moment I finish, I was gonna say the moment I finish texting, I'll put it down. So Primogen and Prims and alike are buzzing.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm actually gonna just check my text again every 5 minutes to see if anyone else has replied.
Roll me 2 dice.
Sybil, would you let Alejandro know that you made it here safely?
That's
That is an
probably a
8
good
and a
idea,
4.
isn't it?
You get responses from 3 more,
Mm-hmm.
just varying. I'm fine. Another one says, I'm fine. Another one says, what the fuck was that?
Mm.
Any from my herd?
No.
Okay. The what the fuck was that? I will text back. Unsure. Trying to figure out right now.
Okay.
I am going to shoot a text off to Pops and be like, hey, we're with Aaron and co. We're fine and we're safe.
Okay. And you're going to get a text back that says, I'm concerned. That building was not on the SI payroll. I know that for a fact. And it is also not of SI concern.
Now, Pippa, you were
Just
asleep.
gonna sigh. That's all.
Yeah.
You were asleep in car when everything went off.
Yeah.
So no idea, no visual on anything. Just boom and run.
Boom. Opened the door, looked out, saw bad, closed door, go bank, and then I think I kind of maybe low-key frenzy drove a couple of blocks. I think that's where some of the dings are from. And then I kind of came back to my senses. And we're here now, so that's fun.
Yeah.
So thank you for taking me in. I did not expect this.
Why not?
What else are friends for?
So in that moment, Mel somehow caught a glimpse of the front of her shirt. I guess in the kind of shuffle, maybe it was caught up in her shirt or something, and she physically is uncomfortable and excuses herself from the room. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I just need to take this phone call, and she's gonna step out because it's a rosary. Not good for me.
Everything okay with your friend?
That's fine.
Keeper of Elysium is very connected with the prince, so it is constant work and it is a very stressful evening.
I'm gonna take out my phone at that point and send a text just to Mel, just say, you need anything?
I'm gonna text back and I'm gonna say, "Can you yank the necklace off her neck?" ? Smiley face with a little sweat drop.
And that's when I start to just like, I kind of got I see Anton's text, and with everything else, now that I've checked my phone, I'm just like, okay. Are you worried about anyone else right now?
I don't know. I mean, I hope no one died out there.
But you don't know if anyone else was nearby.
No, I don't know a lot of people in town.
Yeah.
No?
I mean,
Right.
thank you.
Well, surely you have more friends than just this.
Not really. I mean, I'm new in town.
How did you end up meeting Sybil, by the way? I think I spaced on that one.
Oh yeah, we were at Sister Louisa's. It was just
Ping pong.
Ping
That's
pong.
right.
Yeah. Ping pong.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
I'm actually really good at ping pong.
She is.
Look
She's
at that
very good at
test
ping
someday.
pong. Got me right in the middle of the forehead.
Father good at Uno, you good at ping pong.
It's very
Melly,
good.
you get another text.
I do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I check it.
It's from Alpha. It says, call me.
All right, I'm going to immediately call him.
Okay. And
Yes,
Alpha,
boss.
Alpha picks up. Hey,
Hey,
what are your plans tonight?
whatever you tell me they are, boss.
I like when you talk dirty. All right. If you and the shepherds don't mind, I am tied up to my fucking asshole trying to figure this out. Y'all mind going down there and taking a look?
Yeah,
Don't gotta get too into it. I need some eyes where computers are failing me.
sure. Have you reached out to Dot at all?
Dot's currently hunting. I've even got Mooney on it.
All right, I will gather the troops.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And I'll hang up, and then I'm going to, I don't know how to do this without making it look obvious that I am not trying to look at somebody or something.
Mhm.
I'm going to kind of like just brush the hair out of my face and say to my coterie, guys, we have actually been scripted to do some work, so we may need to go ahead and hit the road here pretty shortly. This is by order of the prince.
Oh.
All of us?
The four of us, yes.
I suppose you did not inform the prince that we have folks here.
I did not, because I was under the impression it was specifically just for us to do.
Hmm.
And near as we can tell, Sybil is off the radar.
True, yes, that does pose a bit of a
Sorry.
conundrum, though, with
Fair.
with no offense.
No.
It poses a bit of a conundrum to have two brand new people in our house when we all leave.
No,
Yes?
we can leave. We can leave Mark here.
Perhaps.
Mark kind of looks to you and he's like, I can take a babysitting gig if I need to.
I would rather.
I am a
What is it?
grown-ass woman.
What is the job? What is the job?
We are to go to the Tabernacle and check it out.
Interesting. Are the two of you, I know this has been quite an evening, but are the two of you perhaps willing to accompany and stay at safe distance?
Knowing what I know with what Pop sent me, I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea. Even though he told me not to.
If you guys want to pile in that Batmobile you got there, and then follow us in a different vehicle,
We could do this.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and stop your car somewhere nearby. We're probably going to be closer to it than that. And then we'll just end up calling you when we need to bring you a little bit closer, or just tell you to get out.
Or just tell us where you are and we will come retrieve.
Yeah.
Only if you do not feel like riding with us in the big Escalade.
Pippa, are you okay with this?
I'm gonna go ahead and just override and say no, they can't ride with us because we were specifically told by our prince to keep it to us.
Very good.
But happy to have them along for the mission to whatever extent they can be without actually being on the mission.
Pretty good at not being seen, to be fair.
Understandable.
Fair enough.
I'm going to assume if my friend here is going that I don't have a choice in staying here, do I?
It will mean that everybody except for you would be leaving this house, so yes.
If you need me to stay.
No, I can go with you. I can.
It may help you to get some answers as well.
I don't
You know what? You're right. Yeah. Let me go get my bag,
Okay.
just in case.
Do you need a coat or something? It's not the. I mean, it'll be a little bit more conspicuous if you're not. A little bit more covered
No,
up.
I mean, I hate going out in public in my ritual shirt, but no, I'm fine. I can get a flannel from the car. I'll be fine.
Okay. Would you like one of us to ride with you, or
It would be best.
That's fine.
there we go. You can do that, and then you will know where they have parked, and then
Sure.
you can come meet up with us, and then it'll be a
Fun little field trip.
fun little field trip.
Yeah.
And Mel has not made eye contact with Pippa and has been like,
Yeah.
oh, look at the ceiling tiles. That's great. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go get in the car. I'm going to go get in the car now.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Okay. And so Mark heads out,
Yeah, I
gets
shuffle
the
in.
car started.
Yeah.
for the three of you to hop in, and you guys all head to Sybil's car.
My sweet pimp mobile. Yeah.
And I'm
And
finally
Pippa.
catching up on everyone's text messages.
It's like, oh.
And you have a message from Alejandro.
Oh.
Great. I will check it now.
It says, I know Sybil well. She's gonna want to go to the Tabernacle. It's not SI territory, so please be careful.
And I will leave him on red.
Oh.
I'm gonna like scoot over and be
Sure.
like, Pops text you?
Yep. It's
He knows me so well.
it's like he's always any shadow. He's here.
Yeah, but on the bright side, there's it one. Is there?
Quite
I'm
literally,
great.
little summer joke there.
Yes.
No bright side for little summer.
Yep.
All right. And so everybody heads down to the Tabernacle.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta go, convoy.
Yeah.
All right. And so, given this late hour, you guys are able to drive there pretty safely. I won't make you roll dex and drive
Up
for it.
until the police.
I was
the
about to
police
say,
line.
I only
Right.
have one
Up
dot.
until, as you pull up, you can see the Tabernacle, or what's left of it.
Mhm.
The building is mostly rubble at this point, with a few walls and parts of the bottom floor are still standing, the upper levels long past caved in. There's a bunch of people looking from outside the police tape, and it seems that the crowd has started to disperse slightly. A few people are finally leaving, but there's still a decent crowd. And there's police out putting up more crime scene tape, trying to get a large perimeter around, and the bomb robots are coming back, and they're beginning to pack them up. Seemingly they have not found anything.
Let's look at that. If we are going to get any closer, we may need the two of you to flex some muscle with
I also
the local Leo.
I need to know from Aaron when he gets here if he recognizes anybody here.
That as well. That as well.
And there's a couple sources he might recognize people from.
Of course.
So
Are we really thinking we should just walk into this through the police line and through investigators? I'm thinking maybe there's got to be a more clandestine way of doing this.
There's lots of police tape, but if you ask nicely, perhaps we can go in.
Is there like a bunch of I assume that there are a lot of cameras and electronics and things. Do I need to be worried about that when I'm walking onto this
Or are
crime
you the
scene?
Just don't touch the robot.
You do see where the news reporters are and where the robots are. Thankfully, they have pushed the news reporters to one area to kind of keep them contained, so you could easily avoid them.
Good to know.
So, we're going into this. I don't know what we'll see, who we'll bump into, or how bad things still are in there. So, do your best to keep your cool, not get hungry, don't die, so I have to report back to Alejandro, and then I die. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
I've done a good job of not dying yet.
Considering that you survived an explosion to your Jeep, I'd say that's a pretty good track record.
And then some, yeah.
All right, and so you guys do see each other from the paid parking lots, and you're able to meet up.
And can I take a survey once I get on the scene of if I recognize anyone?
Wits and awareness.
I was seen looking before it even comes out. So.
Is there like a sunroof in my car?
Yes.
I'm gonna open the sunroof and just poke my head out and do a little wave and then go back in.
I burned a willpower and 3 total.
3 total. You see 2 people who would absolutely recognize you from the precinct. But the rest, it seems like they sent out either rookies to man the line or the bomb squad who you didn't have much connection with.
Do I recognize any, I think there were 2 known SI officers that came to our place that night?
No.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, these are just generic beat cops.
Gotcha. I will share that info and do my best to hang back. Wish I brought a hat or something, but
Perhaps we'll just avoid those 2 then, yes?
Should we expect that this is going to be SI involved?
No, near as we can tell, we being Alejandro, he's got intel that this isn't SI at all.
You asked him.
Can we?
He shared.
Last time we did this whole thing where we tried to manipulate somebody in law enforcement, you will remember how that turned out, yes?
But they also happened to be the Second Inquisition, so if...
That's why I asked.
If Aaron says that they are not, then this time they are not.
I'm gonna go over and I'm going to hug Aaron, and I'm going to then hug pretty much everyone else in turn, and then try and get them into a group hug and just say, if y'all don't start looking a little less inquisitive and a little more emotional, people are going to start thinking we're here for a reason.
But we are here for a reason.
So, I'm just gonna try and make just like, I'm so glad you guys are still alive!
I'm
Like,
so sad.
so, this is the, oh my god, this!
Thing.
Ah.
It's truly awful, and lowering my voice, let's go, or we could simply manipulate the line to go through
Jesus,
as
what do you
people are
think
supposed
I'm
to be.
starting to do?
Okay, God. All right,
Well,
so...
we're acting like we're upset tourists
Yes!
as opposed to
We have to
people who are...
start here and then we get up there.
Okay, all right, well then...
I've never seen Doctor Who hold up a card and say it's a pass.
It's not what we
I really don't want to do this because I haven't used this power in a long time. I guess I'm going to go for entrancement, storyteller.
Okay. Please make the appropriate rolls for me.
Great.
Great.
Be good to me, dice. 1 success. What does that mean? That means nothing, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, so
One.
1 success is supposed to do 2 rouse checks. Does that mean I get hungry?
you get
I
hungry by one.
Yeah, you
Okay,
get
hungry
hungry
by
by
one.
one.
And I think it's, let me see what it is.
Something in presence.
Yes, it's presence and it's charisma and presence versus composure and wits.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's only one rouse check, actually.
Oh, no, I did majesty. I meant to do majesty.
Ah,
Majesty
okay.
is what I meant to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, majesty. And that's charisma and presence versus composure and resolve.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, so...
And these are unsuspecting humans.
Mhm.
So.
Oh, great. Okay, charisma and presence for me is 4 plus 5, so that's 9.
Yep.
A.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4 successes out of 9.
Wonderful. So,
That was majesty, so basically I would put a turn on and walk up to everybody.
and they do notice you, and they come over to you near immediately,
Including the guards.
including the guards.
I'll look at them while she's talking and go,
Yep.
I turn around.
Ladies, gentlemen, if I could please ask you to have a seat right here on this curb for approximately the next hour, and you're not going to believe that anything happened. You're just going to sit here quietly, and you're going to let us do something.
And they all seem just completely enamored with you, and they're like, oh, she must be like a lead detective.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, we just need to have our free reign of the space, and I appreciate your cooperation.
Like,
And I'm gonna
detectives
kind
get to dress like that? That's awesome.
oh, no, while you were talking, I literally just started like grabbing you like, let's
Yeah.
go, let's go,
Just-
let's
just
go. So
fly
we're ahead of you at this point.
And I'm just like ushering
Yes,
them.
but it's so behind your clothes, like.
All right.
I
And
could
so
obscure
you
myself,
manage
but-
to funnel them over, the crowd thoroughly convinced that this is a detective and her squad that have now walked up, and so you guys have the ability to walk up to the wreckage of the Tabernacle.
All right,
Nice
we have
work.
an hour.
Nicely done.
Yeah, wow.
Is it still burning or is it out?
It's out.
Okay.
It is mostly rubble at this point and a few standing walls.
Okay.
Aaron, if you could do me a favor and be the one leading this so that we are not disturbing any of the evidence.
Gotcha.
I would just like to not mess up what they could find
That's fine.
in the kind world.
I'll give just a basic, out of context, 2-minute oversight into avoiding police lines, not touching anything, and being overly careful when it comes to disturbing the scene.
At not touching anything, I'm gonna look at Aaron and just go,
Without, be careful what you touch.
All right. And so what would you guys like to do?
So how much, like, the floors are taken down a peg, so we pretty much just got like the base level.
Yeah,
to be
you've
able
got
to
the
trust.
base level, and there's maybe 70% of the base level.
Is there anything heading over top of us that could possibly fall and hurt anybody?
No,
Okay.
it,
That's my
it
clue.
appears
So
that
it's literally just sky.
yeah, there's just sky above you, And if you were to walk into the wreckage, there's still just sky above you.
Like so the fire and the water took it down at this point.
Mhm.
Right. So yeah, I guess look at that. Let's go. Well, if Pippa did not see anything or anybody outside, perhaps we want to start inside.
Aaron, did you ever deal with any fire cases at all?
You see about everything with Atlanta homicides. Can I take a investigation to see, just at first, if I could see glass around the side, or if something was chucked in explosive-wise?
Yes, wits and investigation.
Can do.
And if I believe you have a specialty in forensics,
Yes.
so you'll take an extra dice for your specialty.
Can do.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do one more willpower. Knock
Okay.
it out of the park. Okay.
Nice.
6.
No, no. Those are criticals and those are criticals. So it's 8.
Even this one?
Oh.
Okay. 8.
So 8.
8 critical.
Okay, yeah, so he knows
Fantastic.
all the things.
I was about to say,
He's doing scribe.
Sherlock.
Yeah.
You got 4 10s.
There we go.
So walking up, you do see rubble outwards that does go towards a parking lot, likely where Pippa was parked.
Gotcha.
It does appear that the explosions occurred from within. They were not externally detonated. You can smell gasoline and accelerants. And looking through the rubble as you are, you see glass, but it's hard to discern if it's window glass, if it's bar glass. There was a lot of glass in the Tabernacle. You see probably more personal items than you should find. The police have probably written it off as, like party gear, but there's clothes, there's backpacks and things. And since they've been closed for private events lately, there's no telling what else might be in here. But you do definitely get a strong sense of smell of the various accelerants. It's not just gasoline, but there are numerous accelerants. Almost too many to smell. Whoever did this was extremely thorough about what they did.
Gotcha. I will share that to the group. There's a lot of stuff here. Explosive-wise, this thing started inside.
But it was
And
started, not accidental.
It was deliberate. There's only so much gas that the building should have. This was double or triple of whatever needed.
And I imagine you cannot discern what specifically in here caused it.
No, there's some things that are untouched. Maybe someone with a proclivity for finding things out from objects could split up and check those things out.
Perhaps.
And Aaron, with your critical, there's a lot of ash in here. More than there should be.
Are we
you
able
share
to
that?
observe the piles of ash?
You're with Aaron, so he would need to point them out to you.
So do you share that or not?
Yeah, that'll take a little bit longer and point out the more concentrated ash piles around the building.
See, so we have quite a bit of ash, and we have quite a bit of personal effects.
I'm going to immediately
no
take up my phone
person.
and text Alpha.
Okay, what are you saying to Alpha?
It appears there may have been kindred inside. We are currently investigating. We have approximately 50 more minutes left before clock runs out.
And Alpha is going to reply back, on my way, as well as Dot and Mooney.
And then I'll put my phone away and say, we have incoming Primogen and Prince, so ladies, I will need you to find your way to somewhere not visible for the time being.
How long do we have?
He said he was on his way, so I'm assuming from Lake Lanier. I could ask.
Yes, please do. It might give us a bit of idea of how much time we have.
And then I'm going to text back ETA ?
He responds back pretty quickly, 15 if traffic doesn't fuck me.
15 minutes.
Good to know. Leave in 10, and I'll stare at them, and I'll look to Pip and go, forgive me, maybe rude to ask, do you have the proclivity that Aaron has mentioned, or is it just me?
No, that is not something I've learned how to do yet.
In time.
But I will pop Sense the Unseen.
Okay. Not much that you wouldn't normally see around here. Yeah, not much that is normal for you.
Okay. Huh. Hold on just a moment, then I'll walk towards the items.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for something that, I mean, obviously the clothes probably, they like, look like they belonged on people. I'm looking to see if there's anything that I could discern.
The clothes that are there look like they were like folded up to the side.
Okay, well, I'm looking for something that either looked like it was on somebody recently, or maybe something that looks a bit more personal.
There are backpacks, there's a makeup bag, hairbrush.
Hairbrush.
Okay.
I'll walk away from them. I'll find the hairbrush. I'll pick it up, hold it, and I'm going to try Spirit's Touch on the hairbrush.
Okay, make me the appropriate rolls.
Yep, I do not get hungrier, and. Six successes.
Okay.
Not critical though, so whatever I discern is only the person that held it most recently.
Okay. And we'll get to that right after our break. So we'll be back in just a little bit and we'll find out what Anton has discovered as well as what may have happened at the Tabernacle. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And so, Anton, if you could please remind me what your roll was?
It was 6 on Spirit's Touch.
6 on Spirit's Touch. Okay.
Yes.
So you hold onto the hairbrush and you get an image of a woman with longer hair, brushing her hair out. Someone nearby calls her Cora. She has a Ventru symbol on the lapel of her shirt. It is a purple silk shirt. She seems joyous, happy, pretty calm. And then a loud noise and fear. And if you could also give me intelligence plus awareness.
I should be fine. Is this something I can rouse ahead of time, or is this on the spot?
No. This is for details.
No worries. 5 successes.
The purple silk shirt that she's wearing and the people around her are also wearing purple silk shirts. And it's the same shirt that you saw peppered throughout Little Trouble.
And the only thing I noticed on them is the purple shirts.
It's just generic clothing, but they all have the same purple shirt. Like a purple silk blouse button up, but hers has a Ventru pin on the lapel.
Because I noticed a pin, I was wondering if I noticed anything else.
General outfit.
Okay.
Just
And at that, because I'm not facing any of them, I'm gonna open my eyes and activate Oblivion Sight.
okay.
And it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
There's no roll. So I'm looking away with none of them seeing me to see if anything might be left.
There is nothing left.
Mel is constantly checking her phone for time because
Mhm.
when the 2 minute about when he's going to arrive shows up, she will have to go give new instructions to the majestic police.
Yes.
And then I'll just turn off Oblivion Sight. And I'll walk back to the group, but I'll still have the hairbrush.
What'd you find out?
This belonged to a Ventru named Cora. She was brushing her hair right as I can infer the explosion went off.
I'm gonna text Tabitha immediately
Okay.
and say
The moment that she pulls her phone out, I'm gonna go, please don't. Because she was not alone here, obviously. She was here with many others. Many others, all wearing same outfit.
other Ventru. I mean,
Oh, I don't know if they're other Ventru, but they're all wearing the same outfit. Very much like the one that we all saw in Little Trouble. Those purple shirts.
And you would know that in Little Trouble you saw about 6 different sets of outfits.
Mm.
But one of those sets you did see a repeated purple silk blouse.
And what was
Throughout
her
the group.
feeling during this explosion?
Absolutely terrified.
Well, that at least tells us one thing.
she was brushing her hair.
Yes,
Caught off guard.
completely.
Yeah.
The entire pack was caught off guard.
So are we saying this is a nest?
We are saying that this was some
Mm.
of
Lydia?
a Sabbat cell.
A sabbat?
Sabbat, yes. So you were, I don't know how much your father has told you, but there is, you know of the Camarilla. Has he told you about anything more? The Anarchs, possibly?
Not a lot.
Well, there's the Camarilla that you know. There's the Anarchs, which are more like reactionary, and they, they tend to be very, fuck the system, fuck the man. And then there's the Sabbat, who were in charge of Atlanta for a while. They tend to be a bit more zealous, a bit more hardline, a bit more religious, specifically Catholic iconography, much like your rosary. And I will just look to Pippa.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely.
What?
Were you coming from confessional the night before?
No, I'm fucking Catholic. What? It's not a crime.
No. But why were you in the parking lot of a sabbat nest?
It's about time, Mel.
I told you I've been
I'll be right back.
sleeping in my car. I got a good deal on the you know how
I'm scrying the
fucking
soul on
much
her now that she's caught off guard.
do you know how fucking much parking is in this city?
Mel
Do you
walks
know
out
what
and
it's
tells
like
the
to get-
police. Just so you know, we're gonna have a couple extra.
And so
Detectives?
as you're walking out, before you speak to him,
Mhm.
you can hear two of the cops talking to each other, just hanging out, talking, and you hear one of them say, "Do you see that weird symbol that was in there?" Like, yeah, I don't know what to make of it. Says, "You think it's like a cult thing, Captain?" He says, "I mean, blowing up a place sounds like a cult thing, but until they blow something else up, we got nothing to go on. Can't find fingerprints. All the clothes and effects we found here can't get any good DNA off of it. No bodies. So if I ever did this as a professional or sending a message, I guess." So what kind of message? He says, "A threat." You see this all the time with cults. Like, one of them snaps or just tries to take down the whole group, become the new head honcho. It's usually some kind of a power grab type thing. We see it all the time, but that symbol's new to me, so we'll have to try and, I don't know, clean it up in digital and try and see if we can place it or something.
And Mel's gonna slide into the conversation, be like, "Captain, hey, could you actually quickly draw me and I'm gonna take my phone out and wipe it and then put the notepad. Can you draw me what the symbol looked like very quickly?"
Yes, detective. And
Still His Majesty, yep.
he
Yeah.
draws the symbol and he hands you back a crudely drawn spiky ankh.
Thank you so much. This will be very helpful. Actually, just so everybody knows, and I'm going to speak out to the whole rest of the crew. We have a couple extra lead detectives that will be on the way. Just please let them to the line. It's a lady and a man. They'll be here shortly.
And you hear kind of a unison okay.
Okay, great. And then I'm just going to kind of come back in.
8 critical on Scry the Sybil and Pippa while she's caught off guard.
And yet again.
Okay.
I got hungrier for what it's worth.
Okay, and what
You
does...
got 3, I got 2.
And what is that going to get you?
That's going to get me Pippa's emotional state, the general aura and psyche that's happening right now, and then it's the stuff I already know, like the what kind of supernatural they are, influence of blood sorcery, other magic, if they committed Diablo in the last year, and all that stuff from recently. But then the critical win is something unexpected as determined by you. So aura, psyche, emotional state, and
Okay.
if there's blood magic currently on her, something unexpected.
Stop vibe checking me.
So what is your current emotional state?
Mick fucked up.
Mhm.
She is.
Mick fucked up.
She is.
Distraught beyond all recognition.
Yeah, she's freaked out. She's distraught. She's in a mess.
Okay.
Is it just distraught or?
Distraught, freaked out, panicking.
Yeah. And so for something unexpected...
Also, are you under the influence of any
yeah.
blood sorcery or magic at the moment?
And blood bonds.
Blood bonds, okay, right. And wasn't sure if anything new.
Yeah.
Right. Unexpected, yeah.
And for something unexpected, she was indeed woken up by the explosion.
Okay.
Her story about being in her car was true.
Okay. Now, I know that you may not have seen this coming. Obviously, Cora did not, nor did the others. But you do understand how very strange it looks.
I understand how very strange it looks. This city is a nightmare. I was sleeping in my car.
No, I know you were.
There was an explosion. I don't know what else I can give you.
I'm going to walk in at that moment and be like, "Hey guys, so this is the symbol that was here before we showed up."
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to show everybody the spiky ankh.
Yes, indeed.
And it is the symbol of the Sabbat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is the Sabbat, as I mentioned. How the Camarilla has this. They like to get a little edgy.
Counterculture.
Counterculture.
Did you know them?
No, I didn't. I just happened to pick a good parking spot that wasn't $30 jillion that I knew cops wouldn't peek in my car during the day and Ash me?
Just so you know, the prince is about to be here, so I think you ladies should take your leave.
No, not yet. They shouldn't.
And in that queue, you can hear
Oh no.
Alpha talking with
I
the cops.
swear.
Not yet.
Everything.
Not yet. They shouldn't. That or the two of you should come with me, and we should continue this. Not here.
And you just hear a voice from the side go, "Howdy, gentlemen. I am Detective
Whatever you're gonna do,
Al,
do it now.
and this
Please
is
do it
my associate, Elena."
Just gonna
You two talk to
pretend to
the
hide.
And I'm gonna grab Aaron and go.
Go,
Come with me, and come and look to you two. You two, we should go elsewhere. And I'm gonna with a hand on Aaron, shepherding these two in the opposite direction to
I'm-
another exit.
Absolutely following.
I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so you can hear Alpha, and you look over and you see him standing there with Mooney and a nondescript woman behind Mooney, but you recognize the nondescript nature of the woman as who you knew as Dot at the art museum.
And I'll call back over my shoulder to them. We're investigating, and just them out.
And so you see Alpha talking to him, and as you get closer, you can hear their conversation happening now. He's like, now, if I were trying to send a message, this is probably how I'd do it, I'm not gonna lie. Colt might be that type that does weird shit in the woods at night, and that's probably why we can't find any bodies. Our perpetrator or perpetrators with an S, they probably want to come back to their little cult center and see it being destroyed. So, want to see them take away their home, destabilize them. So we need to research this cult. That's going to take a lot of time. I'll take that burden on myself. Don't y'all worry about that none. But I'm going to need y'all to widen the perimeter and just check for anybody who might be, looking for their trophies. And you can see that now that you've gotten closer, you can see they're very focused on Alpha right now. And they just say, "Yes, sir." And the cops all get in their cars and proceed to leave the premises. Alpha turns around and goes, "Whew, this is some shit, isn't it?" And Mooney's just like, "Mm-hmm."
I'm going to approach and put my hand out to Alpha for a firm handshake.
And he gives you a firm handshake right back.
I'm going to give it to Moody as well.
And she gives you one of the nice squeeze ones with a look that's like, "I don't want to be here."
I'm going to nod, and I'm going to turn to what would be Dot and also give her a handshake.
And Dot nods and just...
Sounds as though you found as much as we have at this point.
Yeah, it seems that whoever's doing this certainly has an affinity for knocking out my cameras when I can't get to them. I'm getting a little tired of that.
I understand.
And Mooney says, "You find anything?"
Ash.
Yes, Ash. And apparently, obviously, this is Sabat related.
Fun.
Yeah. To whatever extent that matters, there were multiple, and they were taken by surprise. So this does not appear to be something that they perpetrated, at least to what I can discern.
And Dot kind of sits there and she says, "Only camera I could pick up. Guy in black walked down here. Best I got. This isn't the Second Inquisition style. They would have just gone in and killed everyone in the building and left it standing. They don't like making a show of it."
And what research I have done does not indicate that this is Second Inquisition related.
And Mooney kind of cocks her head to the side. She goes, "We haven't really addressed the elephant in the room." And Alpha just sighs and goes, "Yeah. Could be we've got fucking anarchs on our territory now. I don't want to say for certain, but blowing up shit for no reason's kind of their MO."
I'm sure they had their reasons.
And Mooney goes, "That's what confuses me. None of you guys own this. We don't own this. Second Inquisition doesn't own it, apparently."
No. And,
So, you said that this is Sabat related.
Mm-hmm. They were here.
there was a symbol.
Many of them.
So then, I guess maybe they're staying in somewhere where they could hide. Then how the I guess anarchs find them.
That's a good question.
It was a church, more or less. So as far as them taking up a little bit of a residence here doesn't entirely shock. It's an excellent venue for a number of things. But if we're talking about whether or not anyone specifically had a grudge against them, do we need to have a talk with everyone in the city about how we want to engage with this issue?
And Alpha just... No. Actually, I think it's best that we don't tell anybody we even were here.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we got anarchs killing Sabat, in my opinion, that solves one problem.
Mm-hmm.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
We should know what that enemy wants, though.
Anarchs, at least if they burn out of steam, you can just get them to enlist and it's fine. They'll calm down. It's just like a teenager on a bad day. What I'm curious about is how they knew that the Sabat were here and we didn't.
Did we not?
I didn't know shit about this place. And Dot just kind of saddles up and just... Yeah, I didn't know anything either. I've been tracking what appears like dead ends. I track them to a building. By the time I can get there, they're gone. So then how did potentially anarchs or a very angry human find this? And I don't believe that this was maybe just one person. If one person did this, that's a hell of a person.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron said he could discern a significant amount of accelerants from the interior of the building. So whomever did this did it really well.
Or they knew that the Sabat may have been stockpiling some shit to potentially do something big.
That's a point.
Well then.
I don't like not having all the answers, and I'm tired of this Sabat group fucking with me.
And here I thought the SI was the worst we had in our hands.
SI's never the worst we have. They're just the one that we can't fight.
Yet. I'm gonna go over to Dot for a second and just say, so there are some older fashioned ways of dealing with surveillance that I'm sure it's been a while since you've touched it, but rats are rats, pigeons are pigeons.
I've thought of that myself.
We could torture some people.
We could, but we're not going to do that yet. We are going to rely on intel where it is most loyal for a little while.
The thing is, much like rats, Sabat tend to scatter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that if there are any that made it out, they're running.
I can say that it does not look like a lot of the piles in here had time to run.
Mm.
Caught them by surprise.
Yes.
They did say that the first explosion was around 8:30. They may have just barely woken up.
Yeah.
And Alpha goes, shit, I'm gonna have to remember that. And Mooney just sighs and just...
How much time do we have left, storyteller, on my... Well, I guess he probably added more time to
Oh,
our
they're all
1
gone.
hour. Yeah, okay,
yeah,
cool. So we're good then.
everyone's gone.
Okay,
It's just
cool.
you guys here
Cool.
now.
Yeah.
And Alpha just goes, all right. If we got Sabat in town, and we got anarchs in town, it's really gonna chap my ass. Because I know about the Sabat. Don't know about the anarchs. The problem with anarchs is they got one thought in their measly little brain, and that's to probably kill me. Or Camarilla, whatever the fuck their problem is this week. They don't got much more than that. So I say, we play this reasonable. This seems like something that if we can find a friend, we might be able to get more flies with honey than we do with vinegar.
A friend Sabat?
No, a friend anarch.
Hmm.
If somebody's willing to blow up Sabat, then that means we can be friends.
Mhm.
At least in this endeavor, and then we can go back to hating each other's guts after it.
How do you want this to appear in the grander scheme?
In the grander scheme, fuck. And Mooney just steps up and sighs and goes, ugh, so Pentex, we looked into that place that you all gave us.
Yes.
They're creating something called Femori. Horrific experiments. And it seems experimenting on people in Atlanta is par for the course for people like us. You do not want the details of what else I found. It's pretty disgusting.
All right.
And we can spin this. I can doctor up some papers that Pentex owned this building under a shell corporation, cooked their books too far, and tried to blow it up for insurance,
Perfect.
if that is what you want.
I'm gonna look at Alpha.
Alpha just shakes his head and goes, I think that's the best we got if you can make sure that message gets around.
Easy.
Thank you. And Dot just nods and goes, I'll do everything from my side as well as get the rats to find the cockroaches.
Alpha, for when we start to have more discussions around dealing with anarchs, dealing with Sabat, I'd want to know exactly where the tolerance ends.
Hmm.
What kind of tolerance you talking about?
Well, if we're looking at making friends with anarchs and ingratiating them within a certain distance, then there's some language we can develop around that. If we're looking around how we're dealing with the Sabat, if you don't want to touch that yet, I completely understand. But if we're looking at trying to get some anarchs on our side right now, I would like to know how much on our side you'd like them to be.
I'm fine with giving them fucking...
Bed and board?
Give them College Park. Let one of them call himself a baron. I'm fine with playing pussyfooting around with them. Mel, you think you could make sure, if we do have anarchs and we can make contact with them, that they know that they are welcome at the great Waffle Houses of Atlanta?
That's a thought.
It's Elysium for all. If I gotta tolerate fucking mages, we can tolerate anarchs.
Have we yet considered consolidating Elysium to a single location?
I have some ideas that we need to set up one specifically for us court. An Elysium for only us.
Understood.
But I think, given the nature of how Atlanta is so spread out, and if we got this going on right now, we need to make sure that every kindred we got on our docket can get somewhere safe.
I can start making some calls.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring out my phone,
And so am I.
and just I'm gonna head over to Dot really quick, one more time, and just say, whatever rats you need. If you need to place one in our house, you'd let me know.
Is there a reason you think I should have a rat in your house?
It's less up to me, just more, you are an exceptional leader, and you are an exceptionally cautious person. And especially as we keep going forward, I just assume that you're going to try and have as many ears and eyes where you can.
I appreciate you fluffing my ass on this. I have my daughter in your house. I'm fine.
Understood. And I'm going to start looking at, I'm going to go over to Mooney and just say, all right, shell corporations, anything that you'd like in particular with this. We've got a range of things from construction companies. We've got a couple of other banks that were always interested in this.
They've got a bank holding company that does loans and lending. I'll send you their financials so that you can have a reporter, if you can, get some exclusive information of cooked books, insurance claim forms filed before the blast. I'll get you every bit of information I can. We've got information on some of their holdings. We can make up a fake company and just attribute it to them. They won't know the difference. They own too many.
And we can also just make it look like there were some wires crossed in the paperwork and just say, oh no, they must have not well communicated what their detonation plans were.
Yeah, I'll get you papers, and then whatever is the best spin for this, I will trust you.
Likewise.
I'm going to text my Waffle House manager group text
Okay.
and say Zoom meeting tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Emergency, do not miss.
And you get back from each of them. Confirmed, 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 confirmed.
All right, well, Elysium will be ready.
Thank you. All right, I imagine rest of y'all want to do some poking around. Fucking Anton's probably going to go around doing that witchy shit at everything that's here, so I'm going to let y'all be. I'm trusting y'all on this.
Can you keep the police away for a little while longer?
Oh, yeah, they all went home.
Okay, great. Oh, thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
they're good. They're good. I figured I'd give y'all some space.
All right. Well, and she's going to reach out and shake everybody's hand again.
Yeah.
This is how we
Yep.
do things.
And I'm just
It's
gonna-
politics.
I'm just going to nod to each of them.
And Alpha just, and he kind of whistles, and you see his wolf dog Lenore come out. And he just pets her on the head. He goes, all right, we're heading out for the night.
All right, drive safe.
Before you go, y'all hungry?
We're good.
Good.
And they leave. And so we will go to the other group who have,
Because that was a very long conversation.
Yeah, no,
there's a lot.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's fine. I'm just saying there's a lot that happens here.
yeah.
Anton is hand on Aaron's back and is like shepherding them to a section of the Tabernacle that is not anywhere in view of this, and also, but also still like as much enclosed as possible, so we're not found by the prince and whatnot. And as we're going very under my breath to Aaron and say, if I go too far, I need you to stop me. And when we get into where do I wind up getting us to at this point?
You're able to get to like one of the additional parking lots that's a little more empty that's in the surrounding area.
Okay. The moment that we're out and away, my hand comes off of Aaron's back and I'm moving closer towards Pippa. I do not get hungrier, and my shadow extends on the ground underneath her. I don't know if anybody sees it yet, but it just extends underneath her to lower the willpower on the social rolls, or however it was the shadow cast works. It's been a bit.
Yeah.
And it's coming face to face with Pippa and I go,
Okay, step back.
no.
No, step back right now. I don't know what your deal is. You need to calm the fuck down. I'm the one who's been through stuff tonight. Chill out.
Listen to me. In that building is our prince and some other folks that you would not like to meet. I do not know how long we have until they come out here. So you have a very limited amount of time to answer truthfully the questions that I will ask you. Do you understand me?
What is your problem?
My problem is I am tired of suspicious things that I cannot put my finger on.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
It does, and it keeps finding its way into my purview every single time, and it's like just absentmindedly flicking a lighter, lighting it, closing it, lighting it, closing it. Every single time.
I'm done with this. I'm calling an Uber.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm done with this. I've had enough trauma for the night. I'm so sorry,
You're
Sybil.
fine.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna step.
Who were your friends at the wrestling event that you did not tell us about?
What are you talking about?
The multiple people that I knew were with you that you were keeping an eye on, but I could not place them. Who were they?
I
that you did not mention
don't
to
know
him.
what you're talking about. Is he normally like this?
You know who I am?
I know that you're a part of the Shepherds.
You know what the Tremere can do, obviously. You're not completely out of the loop.
I'm not a dumbass.
I know. I have seen on you
I
that
don't.
you had people with you at the location and did
Yeah,
not tell us.
you were with me.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Like,
People with you that you did not inform us of, that you knew were there. The same way that I knew that you were telling the truth and you actually were in your car and did not expect this explosion to go off.
is he always like this? He's.
Be able to tell you.
I don't.
Let's take a step back. Just a moment.
Sybil, you told me that your father did not tell you much about the Sabbat. Yes?
No.
Sabbat are an organization that about 20 years ago viciously attacked and killed the Camarilla in the city to take it over for about 10 years. Who now, some of them, not the same ones, but some of them are back in the city, led by a bishop, consisting of quite a few individuals, some of whom I recognize were in that building behind us. I have had too many coincidences of people being in strange places, acting strangely, with strange things on them, and I do not like not having the information that I need. So I'm asking, and I am asking because in the past I would not have asked.
Well, I'm glad that you're asking. And I understand your distrust. I'm a little confused here as well. But there is no space in the middle of this crime scene for you to start laying down the law.
The other option is I give it to the prince and he decides. I am choosing a nicer path, believe it or not.
Would not push it.
As I said, I'm choosing a nicer path, believe it or not. By
And
giving
I
a
am
chance
now too.
to talk.
So let's let her talk and give her some space before I make you give her some space.
I will admit I'm curious.
You
And
don't.
I'll take a step back.
Don't.
I can carry I got myself.
No, I know. Just lesson. Don't. You don't know anything, do you? You don't know anything about us or the Tremere.
No, and I don't know a
You
lot
wouldn't
about
have even talked to me that night that we met, would you? If you'd have known.
But I'm giving you a chance to explain. You can't continue to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. If Anton said that he saw what he saw, that's true. And if you're in deep in something, now's kind of the time to see if we can give you a handout. Because if you keep fibbing, it's going to get worse.
This is what we wear. You saw the purple.
Have I seen that at the location as well?
Yes, you would recall red bandanas with daggers on them on about 4 or 5 other people
But not
at
her.
Little Trouble. You do not recall her from Little Trouble.
Okay. Saw those with the purple shirts.
Yes.
And fitting. It's nice to meet you. I have heard of you.
I know.
Oh, I know all about you.
I know.
You obviously don't know about me, which is good. And what do you want to know?
As I said, I know that you were telling the truth. You were taken by surprise, and because you were not in there, I do not have any reason to believe that you were there as part of whatever was going on. What was your role? What is your role in all of this? Not tonight, in general.
You were awaiting orders. You had not yet received them.
I have been in a holding position, believe it or not. Sybil, can you walk away with your brother?
You gonna be okay?
I promise I will not attack unless I am attacked. That is how I operate, believe it or not.
Thank you.
Mm.
I appreciate that.
I'll put the lighter into my glove.
Thank you. You want to take a walk?
That's fine by me.
So we'll head a little bit away.
Okay.
And the more Pippa talks, the more I will pull the shadow back.
Okay.
How did you get the whole shadow thing for real? Did you? You know, that's the thing that we're known for, not you, high and mighty ivory tower.
I have not diablerized anybody, if that is the questions you are asking.
It's a shame. You should try it sometime. It's worth it.
Perhaps one day. You were awaiting orders,
Yes.
and so finding Sybil was pure happenstance.
A little bit of happenstance, a little bit of let's call it being a good egg, seeing an opportunity, and then it wasn't an opportunity anymore.
It wasn't? What was it?
I've lived a long time for Tremere in the Sabai. You know that, right? I've
When were you turned again?
1995.
It's quite a long time. This also explains why I've never fucking heard of you for the 4 years before everything went down.
No, I was in Mexico for my first few years. You wouldn't have heard of me
Makes sense.
initially. I don't find outside of my pack that a lot of people like our kind very much, especially after what happened in '98. She's different. She doesn't know anything. She's funny.
You speak of Sybil.
Yeah.
Quite unique. I find that the newer generations tend to be...
She hasn't been conditioned by the tower yet. That's what's so good about her.
or jaded by anybody else, including her own clan.
You can see how she is, how your thing is the poison, right? You see that, right? And that's why we're here. To take this back.
My thing. You don't know what we're doing here in Atlanta, do you? No, you wouldn't. How would you?
What, the shepherds?
All of us.
That's a grand philosophy of existence question that I can't even get into.
All of us, the Camarilla. You, in Atlanta, you have absolutely no idea. You only have the idea that you have been told by your bishop and conditioned through bishop after bishop after bishop of how things are, and do not understand that every city is quite unique.
Don't talk to me about conditioning. You pyramid piece of shit.
Believe it or not, in some capacities, 1999 was one of the best things that happened to me. The problem with the pyramid, it's very heavy at the bottom. Never been more happy to think outside of the triangle.
So what happens now?
Who were your friends that were at the event? Were they the rest of your pack or others?
Were they my pack?
They were not members of your pack. They were other members of the congregation.
Mm-hmm.
Of the ones that you saw at the wrestling match, only one has texted you back that they were okay.
Okay, and still no one from my pack.
No one from your pack yet.
Who are the others?
They were just members of our congregation.
And do you know what was happening here? I believe it or not believe you. You have no idea about the explosion, but surely you know why here. What was going on here? Was this a haven?
This was just basically where we all were, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. This was where we were hanging out. So if it wasn't you tower, if it wasn't the tower and it wasn't the government, I don't know who it could be.
Come on.
It's about this time you do hear some looky-loos starting to walk up.
Some
And-
looky-loos or general looky-loos?
No,
Right.
Alpha has already
Okay.
left, but these are general people, and you can just hear kind of generic, like, oh, shit.
That's good. Walk with me. I'm just gonna walk slowly.
Are we gonna follow? Because I'm not about to hang
It's up to you.
out.
It's up to you, but Anton has his hands in his pockets. Walk with me.
I'm gonna follow.
Just be careful. I don't know what he's going to do.
I'll be careful. I'll take that into consideration.
Sure.
Not too eager to die a second time. Didn't really agree with me the first time.
You realize you are asking me to take a walk alone with you.
Oh, I am sure that your friend will follow, and I have already asked my friend to stop me if I go too far. So,
How cute.
you have your bodyguard, I have my bodyguard. But he's also your bodyguard.
I'll follow.
Okay.
As I walk aside. You are, like me, as much as you hate to admit it, surely you have some theory as to what and why.
You and I, we're alike. Oh, I have heard the speech.
Now, spare me the movie bullshit. I'm just saying that you are inquisitive sort and you think. You have theories. So who the fuck do you think is responsible for this?
Would I have any idea?
At this point, you have absolutely no clue who did this.
No suspicions, people that you
Would I be able to make a roll to rack my brain?
eyeballing?
Nope.
Okay.
You could attempt it, but the DC is much higher than what you could roll.
No! My dice! I have no clue.
Hmm.
I believe it's not you now. There wouldn't be all of this rigmarole.
No, I am not this grandiose.
And the two of you do see the little group walking off a little further now that Alpha has left
For note to
and that people are walking up.
Aaron and Sybil, the shadow is gone at this point, but no idea if Pippa would have noticed that or not.
You feel a little bit better walking with him now. A little more calm.
Yeah. No, I would not be nearly this grandiose in my approach, but again, you say that you know of me, which quite curious. I did not think that word had spread so far. But, as I said, I do believe that you had no idea what was going on here. I do believe that you now have an issue. And on top of that, beyond this issue, and I'll just gesture behind me, thing, you have the issue of your identity has been made. And by some of the last people that you would want it to be made by.
Well, all things considered.
Hmm.
Cards on the table. I do know where you live.
I won't serve you too well.
And at that point, I'm gonna
Yeah.
catch up to them. Yeah, so we've got bigger problems than I think we thought we had. Oh,
Wonderful. Could you go tell Aaron about them, please?
Sure.
Trim your business.
I see. You changed your hair.
When I get nervous, I mess with my hair.
Uh-huh. So I'm gonna go off and find Aaron.
I'll watch her go back and go. For what it's worth, she has a thing about crucifixes in general.
Uh-huh.
As I said, knowing where we live wouldn't serve you too well. Just cards on table. The problem is if you are telling the truth, then now you truly have no one to fall back on except for whatever may be left of those you know. I do not know how many were in there beyond what I was able to glean.
You would know a number. At least of who, the grand total of who might have been there.
Mm-hmm. And I check my phone again for my texts, just reflexively.
No new text messages. But you have a missed call from her.
All good?
No, I may be up a creek.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Excuse me, do you mind if I make a call?
In a moment. You know what? By all means. But if you do not mind, I'll be standing here.
I will call her back.
Okay.
Storyteller, can we hear anything that's happening? I assume that we're following fairly closely behind.
Yeah, you guys can hear the conversation.
Okay.
Though Mel is now talking to Aaron.
Yeah, Mel
Yeah.
is now talking to Aaron, and you're probably just like,
I am gonna start sidling my way closer so I can get an idea of what's
Okay.
happening.
And so the call answers, and you hear, "Oh, good. I'm glad you're okay.
Are you alright? Is everything okay?
I wasn't in the building, and I'm quite furious right now.
I don't blame you. It's bad.
I have absolutely no idea who did this, so I'm checking in with whoever is capable of answering their phone to find out if you have any ideas."
So far, I've been able to figure out it's not the feds.
There's
And
at least that.
I don't believe it's Tower either.
Interesting. Very interesting. Who are you with?
I'm going to shake my head at her because I have heightened senses up.
I'm back down at the site. I needed to come see if I could find anyone.
I understand, dear. Stay out of the area and be careful. Go somewhere safe if you can.
Yes. Are you safe? Where are you?
I'm perfectly fine.
Is there anyone you need me to get in contact with?
No, I imagine everyone will come as they need to. I'm going to give them a couple nights to get safe and heal if they were hurt in any way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You do me proud staying alive.
I've done it. I've done it well so far.
And that's why you're a rogue. Take care, darling.
Praise Cain.
Praise Cain.
Beep.
Praise Cain is a very interesting way of saying goodbye.
I'm sure you can.
It's cultural.
So I'm standing.
Yeah.
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 You just heard her ask that question.
Yeah, no, and I'm just and continuing to talk to Evoga. I see that she is very concerned about you.
She's the leader we need.
How much do you know about me? As I said, I do not know how much word has spread.
Aaron, can you please give me wits and awareness real quick?
And I'm going to do something with it.
It's a bestial failure.
No, it's not.
Is it one?
But
Oh, yeah.
Not on the not
Just
hunger die. You're good.
Flat out.
Okay.
No successes.
Oh,
No, you're good.
That would have been real bad.
So, the sky is a little bit lighter than it was when you guys first came out here. You don't know what time it is. You can't make a judgment of the time. But the sky is less dark.
How much do you know about me? I don't know how much has spread.
And just real quick, Anton, wrap it up.
Yes, I'm getting there.
I know I have heard of him.
Yes.
What is the...
The tell of the Sabbat is that he is about the equivalent of a king killer.
You are real good at what you do, and what you do is killing us.
Obviously, there's a lot of pieces missing from that story. But now,
And
as
Mel and Thomasina, you just heard her say us.
I'm sorry.
I have it, Mel, please.
No. I don't think you understand.
No, I understand entirely well, and that's
I
why
heard
I'm
her say
doing-
praise Cain, right?
Yeah, you
Yes.
did.
You did.
Right.
You did, and you did. And if anybody is going to understand it, it's going to be me, and that is why I am about to do what I'm about to do. I look back to her and go, as I mentioned, there are some pieces that are left out of that story, including the most recent. Things I have told my friends and some other select folks that I'm trying a different path. Trying a
Reformed killer. So
Less-
romantic.
let's jump to it. So I'm going to offer you a choice.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but
Oh, enlighten me then.
Really wrap it up.
Yeah.
no. You'll go ahead.
Okay.
Mel and Thomasina, if you want to make a wits and awareness as well for how Aaron keeps looking to the sky.
Alright, well then, your choice is
Do I notice this storyteller? No.
You have not been outside around this time long enough to sense the danger.
Oh, good.
2.
1.
no,
Oh,
3.
God. Is it 3?
Yeah.
Guys.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, that counts as... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
3.
3.
Yeah, 3.
So it's getting lighter.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I,
Dawn is impending.
you have 2 choices. 1, you run back to your bishop. You let her know everything because it is your prerogative to do so. Or Perhaps we help you figure out who did this. To you.
Either way, you can't run without your car.
Oh, she very well can, but not very far.
Storyteller, does the Escalade have like blackout windows or anything like that that we
Yes.
can use? I think we need to get to the car. Let's wrap this conversation up in the vehicle. Everybody's in the same car. Let's go right now.
We'll meet you there.
I don't think you understand the situation.
I
We need to go
think,
right
and my
now.
my shadow is about to explode outward. I'm at hunger 4.
Oh,
my shadow just explodes outward under everybody
And
else.
so as
and you
it
will
does
notice
that-
this.
Yeah, my forward
Yeah.
will turn on. That's
Yeah.
what I do. So
Yeah.
So, as you see a shadow explode out from Anton covering the immediate vicinity of you, Anton, the hunger is clawing up your throat, burning and pulling.
And that Tremere perfection is
Yeah.
in place. I think everybody needs to let me finish my conversation, and then we will go.
well, Mel's gonna fuck off because
Yeah.
she's got fortitude and fuck you. She's much older than you, so she is going to fuck off to the vehicle and put
Okay.
on all the blackout.
Yeah,
curtains.
Mark is like already pulling curtains in the car. He's like,
Yeah.
Just quell it down and pull the shadow back in. Option 2 is we help you figure out who did this. And in exchange, I hold my hand out towards her. You are helping us.
I'm gonna take one last look at my text to see if any of my pack has called or texted.
none.
If you know me from their stories, you know what I typically do, and this is not it.
Seeing that no one has texted her back.
Mhm.
Did you see any bandanas?
Not in there. Only purple.
And that was all you saw through the scry.
That's what I'm saying.
In the personal effects,
I didn't. Only he did.
Anton or Aaron, you saw maybe one red bandana, but
Okay.
So if you heard that, you can answer, but nonetheless, only purple.
I'll take his hand.
You help us, we will help you. And do understand that the moment that this breaks, I go back to the story that you know.
The fun part about this is you don't know my story, so I'm gonna take that.
I say this is a Ventru, but if the compulsion for the Tremere to have the last word gets us all killed,
Yeah. And Mel's gonna yell back, "Get in, fuck faces! We're sleeping in the car tonight."
We're done. Perhaps we'll learn your story, and I'll take her and I will pull her.
I will
towards
go
the
with
Escalade.
them.
and everyone's getting in the Escalade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a comfy sleep tonight, y'all.
And so, as you guys all head into the Escalade, Mark goes speeding down the highway. Thankfully, Dawn is not quite yet here. You got out just in time.
Oh boy.
Thank God.
And he's speeding towards the house. And as you pull up to the house, you see a figure sitting on the front steps. So if everyone in the car could please give me wits and awareness.
What do I got? I got 1, 2, 3.
It's a lot of hunger.
Yes, it is.
4, 5, 6.
Wait, where's?
Oh, mother.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I have
1, 2,
5.
3,
Gotta
4.
go. And I need one red one,
That's,
right?
yeah, 6. I got
Okay,
6.
So
Mel senses
1, 2,
everything.
3,
Yeah, all the things.
4.
Five critical
five?
is not messy.
Crap.
Good.
Please, Jesus. Woo! I don't know what that means.
So 2. You're good.
2.
2. 2.
3. It is messy.
This one's messy.
It is messy.
So 5 messy critical.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Aaron winds up yelling, "Who's that?"
And 5 regular critical.
And so Mel and Anton, as you approach closer to the house, you notice that it's Jackson sitting on the front steps, waiting for you to come home. His clothes are covered in soot and rubble, with singes here and there. In his hands appears to be a box wrapped in cloth. He looks ragged, tired, potentially injured. But more importantly, he looks determined and serious, and most importantly, angry. And that is where we are going to leave off for tonight. Join us next week for the finale of season 4. We got here very quickly. And we're going to get some answers on what happened to the Tabernacle. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.